It's a calling, I think, to work in a situation where other people have been devastated by something tragic. And you're either, I think, a person who wants to step up and help the public, or you're not. I'm really fortunate to have spent 10 plus years as a paramedic. And in that role, obviously, you come across tragedy and death. And then after that, I joined the funeral service, and I had the privilege of working around families and death and tragedy. So both those roles, it would seem now quite obvious that coming as a police officer and then find my way into being an inquest officer, it makes sense. So an inquest officer is quite a varied role. It is a specialist role within the New Zealand Police. We are the hub of the inquiry around a death that's reported to the coroner, the who, what, when, where and why, but also the circumstances around why someone died. So that means we're looking at the prevention aspect. So to speak for the dead, to protect the living. So a lot of our work is paperwork based. It is conducting or coordinating inquiries. So in New Zealand, about 30,000 people die a year. Of that 30,000, just over 5,000 deaths are attended by New Zealand Police. The inquest officers will get all of those files. Some 3,000 deaths go through the full coronial inquiry, and some of those are what would be otherwise a natural death of cardiac origin, for example. But others are right through to the tragedies of car crash victims or suicides. So the role is quite varied. Each file we deal with is quite different.
All rise, result of the coroner.
Please all be seated, thank you.
We also go to court as inquest officers. We go to court probably a dozen times a year. Senior Constable Keith Stevens. It's quite a challenge, and you use a lot of skills that you might have developed as a young person.
Show me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Thank you.
I wonder if you'd describe briefly. For me, I joke about the fact that I love debating, third and fourth form debating at high school. And they remain for the court and answer any questions.
That now concludes the evidence for this inquest. Due to the complexities of the case, I need to reserve my decision, and my findings will issue in due course. The inquest is now concluded. Madam Registrar, if you could adjourn the court.
All rise. This court is now adjourned. Thank you.
I work with two super amazing senior constables. Keith, who's been in New Zealand Police since I think maybe 30 plus years, of which he's been an expert in SOCO, scene of crime. And Heather, she's come across about a year ago, and so I've been spending quite a lot of time with Heather, helping her move through and have a good understanding of the coroner's role. It's really exciting to be able to help another person move from within the police to another specialist role. Yep, I agree.
Confirmation.
You did, good job.
Excellent, thank you.
What was the joke? Go on, tell me. A sense of humour for a police officer, definitely. A sense of humour for working within tragedy, absolutely. Not to make light of someone else's tragedy, but just sometimes it's what gets you through and helps you focus away from the death and despair that you're facing, that you're dealing with other families. I'm kind of lucky. I love gardening. I like exercise, I love going to the gym, and I've got a bunch of really good friends.
Ainsley, you had the biggest fish, 57 centimetres. Give her a round of applause. Ainsley!
I think the greatest challenge when I joined the New Zealand Police as a third career was breaking the mould of what traditionally police believe you have to be. I'm hoping that the future will see more people being recognised for the skills that they bring and using those in a more welcomed way in the New Zealand Police. It isn't about a competition, it's about what you can pass on to the next person, and especially for women, if they want to return from having children or come into the New Zealand Police as a second career. It's wonderful to think in the future we're going to have a welcome to the skill sets that they bring. It's a real privilege to be a public servant, and sometimes women don't realise that the skills they've got and that they can be used.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations.